Good morning, my dear students. Students, we already completed our history first chapter, that is sources of history. हम लोगों ने हिस्ट्री का पहला लेसन कंप्लीट किया है, वो है सोर्सेस ऑफ हिस्ट्री. In this today's lecture, we'll just revise what we learned in this first chapter. Okay, students? Okay. Now let us understand. In the last year, what we learned? In the last year, in the 6th standard, we learned about ancient history, ancient Indian history. That means history which is related to Harappan civilization. And in this year, in 7th standard history, we are going to learn about the history of medieval period. Medieval period means what? Middle age period. We are going to study about the medieval period of Indian history, which is started from 9th century till the end of 18th century. We are going to learn about the history which is from 9th century till the 18th century. And this period, the 9th century till 18th century, this period is considered to be the medieval period of Indian history. And this lesson we are going to learn about this medieval period. Then students will learn about what is history. हिस्ट्री का मतलब क्या है? हिस्ट्री इज रिलेटेड टू पास्ट. सो हिस्ट्री गिव्स अस chronological means what? Sequential, step by step, sequential, chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. What is history? History gives us chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. Understood the meaning? Then students will learn about four factors, four major pillars which are very important in a history. Which are these four major pillars, four factors, components? First, time, place, society and individual. Which are they? First, time, place, society and individual. These are the four major pillars of the history, four factors of the history. Without these four pillars, without these four factors, history, we cannot write history or we cannot imagine history. So history which is based on evidence and proofs, authentic evidence and proofs, and these proofs are known as sources of history. These proofs and evidence are known as sources of history. And in this lesson we are going to learn about these sources of history. वो sources of history क्या है? That we are going to learn in this chapter. So we have considered many factors to historical events, and it is very necessary to support our study with these historical sources, and it is necessary to use these sources judicially and only after a critical analysis. Which are these sources of history? Let us understand. Let us classify these sources of history. There are three types of sources we learn. How many types of sources of history that we learn? Three. Which are they? Material sources, written sources and oral sources. There are three types of sources: material sources, written sources and oral sources. So let us evaluate these sources of history. Let us revise these sources of history. First one is material sources. Material sources means what, students? I'll explain the meaning in the last lecture. Material sources. Material sources means what? Material sources are that sources which are something to inform us about history. That are something which are inform us about something at most basic level. And these sources are used as a proofs and evidence. That is material sources. What is material sources? Material sources are that which are something to inform us about history at most basic level and used as a proofs and evidence. That is material sources. Understood the meaning of material sources? Then we learn about the examples of these material sources. You can see the picture. Forts have most important place, most important example of material sources, like all types of forts: sea forts, forest forts, hill forts. These are all types of forts are the example of material sources. Then monuments, samadhis, वीरगालास, graves, buildings. buildings में क्या क्या है? Buildings include ministerial mansions, queen quarters, houses of a common people. Then coins with different metals like gold, silver, copper. Then inscriptions which are carved on a Brihdashwara Mandir. Inscription is which is very important reliable sources of history. Then inscriptions which are carved on a sheets of a copper, that is known as copper plates. Copper plates is another example of material sources. So all of you understood the examples of material sources: forts, monuments, buildings, coins, copper plates, and inscriptions. Second one we learned that is written sources. Second one we learned that is written sources. Written sources means what? Written sources are the sources which are available in a written form. Written sources are the sources which are available in a written form. That is known as written sources. In any languages, in any writing styles, scripts like Devanagari, Persian, Arabic, Modi, and different languages like Bhurja Patras, religious manuscripts, biographies, paintings, etc. All of you understood the meaning of written sources? Written sources are the sources which are available in a written form. Which are available in a written form is known as written sources. With a different writing styles like Devanagari, Persian, Modi language, Arabic language, languages of different languages like Bhuja Patras, religious manuscripts, biographies, paintings, etc. With the help of these written sources, we can gather the information about food, attire, conventions, rules, conduct of them. We can mention this anywhere in our book. So about this conduct of people, their festivals, about people's life from these written sources. All of you understood these two sources? Material, written sources. Okay. With the help of these written sources, in the medieval period, the travelers who came to India, they record their travels with the help of these sources. The travelers like Evan Biruni, Ibn Battuta. These travelers who came to India and record their accounts of their travelers. Then we learn about Tarikh or Tawarikh. Tarikh or Tawarikh means sequence of events. Tarikh or Tawarikh means what, students? Sequence of events. This Tarikh or this Tawarikh, which is written by Ibn Biruni, Ziauddin Barani, Maulana Ahmad, Yahya bin Ahmad, Mirza Haidar, Bhimsen Saxena. First, what we learn, that Tawarikh or meaning of Tawarikh and Tarikh. That Tawarikh or Tarikh means sequence of events. And this Tawarikh, which is written by Ibn Biruni, Ziauddin Barani, Maulana Ahmad, Yahya bin Ahmad, Mirza Haidar, Bhimsen Saxena, etc. Then students will learn about Bhakar, which is type of originated in Maharashtra. Then these chronicles, which is help in understanding the aspects like contemporary political happenings, linguistic transactions, cultural life, and their social conditions. Marathi were in a written many years, chronicles which are written in a Marathi language. Some of these chronicles are Mahikavantaची भाकर, सभ्यसात भाकर, चिटणीसांची भाकर, and भाऊसाहेबांची भाकर. These works of this contemporary Western historians like Robert Arms, MC Springle, and Grant Duff are also important. So, all of you understood these two sources, material sources and written sources. Now, let us understand third one, oral sources. Oral sources means what, students? Oral sources means information which is passed from word of mouth. Oral sources means what? Information which is passed from word of mouth, from word to word. Examples like telephone, video conferencing. These all are the examples of oral sources. We understand various aspects of folk life through folk literature, which is traditionally passed from generation to generation. Examples like ovis, folk songs, povadas, folk tales, legends, and myths. These types of sources are called oral sources. Again, I'll repeat the examples of oral sources: ovis, folk songs, povadas, legends, myths, folk tales. Folk tales means what? Stories, like short stories. Okay. History is written with the help of these type of sources. As I told you, that history which is based on these sources of history. This history which is based on evidence and proofs, and these sources are known as sources of history. And the last one we learn, that is evaluating of sources of history. As we know, it is very important, it is very necessary to take precautions, to take care while using these sources of history. Before using these sources, we have to understand whether these sources are genuine or a fake, real, genuine or a fake. We have to, their quality can be determined with the help of internal standards. We also have to study about the integrity of the writers. The writers who wrote this history, we have to understood, we have to check their integrity, in which atmosphere they have to write this history, which they live their political in, they while writing this history, if is there any political pressures on them, they have what, that we have to check. It is very important see whether they rely on hearsay, on give eyewitness accounts. We need to consider their exaggerations, metaphors, and the literary devices which they have to use. The information may be one sided, contradictory, or exaggregated. It has also seen in a proper perspectives. The sources have to be subjected to a critical analysis. The author's impartiality, it's very important. Which type of qualities the authors have? The authors have impartiality and neutrality are very important while writing this history. All of you understood, this is very important. The authors, which kind of qualities the authors have? Impartiality and neutrality are very important in our writing history. So here we completed our history first chapter, sources of history. All of you understood? If anyone have any doubt, you can ask. All of you understood these three types of sources? And then how these sources of history we evaluate their author's quality, what kind of qualities that authors have, that all of you have understood? Okay.